This is my third cup of hot chocolate today. I regret nothing. Greg, in your last video, you asked us to recall our fondest snow day memory. Now, it was hard for me to recall a particularly memorable snow day, so during last Thursday's blizzard, I bundled up and ventured out into the snow while trying to think about my answer. Mostly, I just kept thinking, it's so cold, it's so cold. While walking around downtown, I realized that my most memorable snow day came not from my childhood, but from my college days. As I passed by huge snowbanks and snowmen on the Capitol Square, I remembered how 3 years ago, my roommates and I made a similar trek through the city. It was UW's first real snow day in 17 years, and I remember being overwhelmed with glee after Chancellor Biddy made the announcement. Like excited children, my roommates and I stepped out of our apartment that day to see the city transformed into a gigantic white playground. It was strange to see downtown, usually bustling with activity as students headed to school or to the bars, to be fairly deserted. Those students instead made their way to campus, where they let their inner child free as they went sledding by Liz Waters or participated in the snowball fight on Bascom Hill. I think that's why I have such a fond memory of that snow day. On any other day, we were just college students who spent hours hitting the books while relieving the stress at the local bar. But on that day, we allowed ourselves to feel that childlike excitement that one feels when school is unexpectedly canceled, and we took advantage of it like kids do, playing in the snow and having fun. Thanks for asking that question, Greg. And now I'll address Melissa's video, which inspired my talk for today. This is the part of the video where I make a lot of YouTube references, so if you feel like it's going over your head, I don't blame you if you stop watching. Melissa, we totally should have done the Project for Awesome this year. I found some really creative videos made by some really good collab channels, and their P4A videos actually brought a lot of traffic to their channels, in the form of views and subscribers. I've said in the past that I don't care about the count for views and subscribers, and that still holds true. The neat thing about the Project for Awesome, though, is it makes you aware of all these other content creators who are making really good videos that you would have never discovered on your own. I think we've been doing this vlogging thing long enough to be considered content creators. I think it would have been really good for us to participate in the Project for Awesome, not only because it's for a good cause, but also to show the YouTube community that, hey, we are uw-madison, and we also have a voice on this site. The longer I've been on this site, the more I realized how strong the YouTube community can be. While I obviously didn't make a Project for Awesome video, I did my part to contribute money to some really great charities. It felt good knowing that I and so many others were all working toward the same goal. Project for Awesome, this crowdsourcing method of getting people to care about and donate to charities, was all started by the great vlogbrothers, John and Hank Green, who I may have mentioned once or twice on this channel. Besides being great vloggers, these guys have accomplished many great things in terms of promoting charities, revolutionizing online education, and changing the makeup of online communities. With all the awesome work they've done to decrease world suck, it's impossible not to put these guys on a pedestal. However, to quote a smart man, what a treacherous thing to believe that a person is more than a person. John Green, Paper Towns. Yep, I just quoted Paper Towns, Melissa. It's interesting to think about how popular John's books have become in the last few years, and I've often wondered how much of it is due to his online presence. Would these nerdfighters have read his books if he wasn't such a big YouTuber? It wasn't until last December that I started reading John's books, and at that point I had only been subscribed to the Vlogbrothers for about 6 months. There was all this hype about his then unpublished book, The Fault in Our Stars, and to understand everyone's excitement about his latest novel, I decided to actually read his books. Perhaps it was because of heightened expectations, but when I finally read his books, I didn't feel as deeply affected as many of his viewers did. So Melissa, I totally understand where you're coming from when you say that you don't love John Green's books. Don't get me wrong, they were enjoyable reads, and I blew through all of them in a matter of days because I couldn't stop reading his books. But are they my favorite? Certainly not. Harry Potter still holds that title. Sometimes it's hard to separate the work from the man. When you know and respect someone, it's easy to think that whatever they create will be amazing. I'm reminded of the UK YouTuber Alex Day, who I've mentioned on this channel before. He's a musician trying to top the UK charts with his new single Stupid Stupid, and he's asking his viewers to help him achieve this goal by buying his new song. I've come to like Alex as a person because I like how he comes across in his videos, but I don't have any strong feelings for his latest single. As I read the comments on his videos of people saying that they'll buy the song, I wonder how many of them actually like it, and how many of them are just buying it because they like him enough to support him. It's an interesting observation, the relationship between the vlogger and the viewer. The viewer is more likely to check out the blogger's other works if the blogger is likable enough, and that likability may affect the viewer's impression of that work. I don't really have a point to this. It's just something that I observed during my time here on YouTube. I like John enough that I will continue to check out his work and support it, but a part of me will always wonder, do I like it because it is objectively good, or because it's John? I love you, John, because you are someone who has never forgotten to be awesome. Please don't hate me. Oh yeah, Melissa, and my resolution for next year is to finish my NaNoWriMo piece, and I'll be doing that by using the don't break the chain method, which I mentioned to you at your party last weekend. Thanks so much for watching, and happy holidays! Almost forgot. You guys should totally check out Becoming YouTube, a new documentary series that follows one man as he tries to understand what it is that gets people to start YouTubing. It's got clever writing and insightful interviews from some of the UK's more high-profile YouTubers. Check it out if you're a YouTuber, a person who likes watching YouTubers, or someone who just wants to learn more about YouTubing.